I told you around 95% diseases are psychosomatic, and we must understand that our body is just like a computer. Just imagine our body is a hardware, our thoughts are the software programs, our life screen, what is happening in our life is our life story which is displaying. If our story is not pleasant, it means our thoughts are not pleasant and they are going to cause sickness very soon. So if we need to change our thought processes, we need to think positive thoughts and replace them. And if we don't do this, we are going to fall sick. And let's look at what happens the moment we have a stress in our body. The moment we have a thought, we must know how the cell, how our body reacts, so that you are more observant at what we do to our body with the stress. So human body is a composition of over 100 trillion microbioorganisms covered with the skin, with over 65 to 70% water, 3 to 4 liters of blood. Then we have bones, then we have muscles, organs. This is our composition, right? And this is the hardware. Now each cell, so if this is so, we are nothing but a huge lump of these cells. Each cell has only two jobs to do. They either grow or they defend us. So if they are not defending, if there's no stress, there's no threat to our external environment, they have nothing to do but grow. Millions of cells are growing every day in a happy-go-lucky day type environment. Those who are healthy, happy, their cells are growing every day because millions of cells die every day. Millions of cells needs to be replaced every day. So what happens? There's a lifespan of each cell. You and I, we die every day. A part of us die. Millions of cells die. Food we eat give nutrition and nourishment to these cells to fight, okay, and to help the body to function. The lifespan of each body cell is written on the right hand side. You will see our blood cells, their lifespan is 1 to 5 days. Cells in the stomach lives for 2 days. Intestine to brain cells, you can see some cells die as quick as 3 days. Some cells, they live up to 25 to 30 years. But over a period of time, everything gets replaced. So death is happening every day inside of our body. Now imagine there's a threat. There are two types of physical threat. One is, let's say, this coronavirus or any virus for that matter in the environment. We get exposed to the environment, then the body gets an alarm, the cells gets this message, hey, listen, work, defend. So our immune system start playing and fighting with those viruses and bacteria. And when they are defending, they are not able to grow because they have to be busy in one task. So what happens? If there's no proper diet, nourishment and support to these fighting cells, those who are going to die, we have to make them strong with the nutrition. Okay, they're fighting for 3 days and they are dying. And then they're fighting and they're dying. They're not able to multiply. Over a period of time, the immunity goes down and millions of cells are dying every day. And if there's a constant stress, mental stress, oh, my life is sad, my wife is bad, my brothers and sisters are mean, my boss is mean, my life sucks, nobody helps me, I'm in a mental stress, mental trauma, I lost somebody 10 years ago and I'm still crying. So my body is constantly in this physical imaginary stress. The cells doesn't know the difference between fiction and reality. If I feel it, I say I'm sad, cell will understand, oh, he's or she's sad, so they will start defense. They don't know. And that is why we say inside of us we have stupid cells. They just feel it. Whatever we feel it, they feel it and they act accordingly. If I say I'm sick, the cell will say I'm sick and they will act appropriately. So when I'm saying I'm sad, cell know, okay, there's a threat, let's come for defense. Then they die in defense, they can't grow, immunity goes down, we fall sick. This is the simple math and science of falling sick. Now imagine the science and the scientists, they say that psychosomatic reasons are there for our sickness. It means that the positive thoughts can heal us as well. And this science of healing, internal healing, is called placebo science. You, me, I, we have known this science for a very long time, that there are experiments done in the laboratories, that if the medicine is given to a group of people suffering from the same diseases, one group is given sugar tablet, other group is given medicines, they both heal. Even with those who are taking the sugar, they heal, because they have this placebo, I am taking a medicine. And the world of pharmaceutical industry and the medical world know this as a placebo. Even for corona vaccines, placebo study was done, and it was equally effective. How it was equally effective? Because our brain understands what we tell them, the story, that's the medicine, and you take the medicine. And this science is also explained by a Japanese scientist, Dr. Masaru. He simply did the experiments on the water. When you just blow love, 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 and blow on the water, they do the crystal of that water, and that those water crystals, they form beautiful shapes. And the water which is blown on that water with the curse like hate, so they form very ugly crystal formations. So the impact of the thought on our water body, on our mental body, is tremendous. And this new science is called neuroplasticity. The ability of our thought process to heal us, this science is called neuroplasticity. Excuse me, just one. All right. So the science of us causing the science that causes mental thought process that causes sickness is called nocebo. So there are lots of studies done. There was a research done on one cancer patient in America, where this patient was a terminal cancer patient, and he was having no hope. So his doctor said, let me do placebo treatment on him. And he said the television and the newspapers were taken, and the magazines, from his room completely. He was given saline water treatment, and he was told, there's a latest treatment which has come up for the cancer, and you will be healed with this. And imagine, within few weeks this guy gets healed and cancer disappears. It's a successful story published in the medical journals. After 5-6 months, the story was published in the newspaper about his placebo healing from cancer. And somebody, a friend of his, told him, hey, listen, your story is in the magazine. And this guy reads that article, and he says, wow, how can I be cured from cancer with placebo, with the saline water? And he did not accept the treatment. In his body, his common sense and intelligence rejected the treatment. He got the cancer back again, and he died. Later on, there was an autopsy done on his body, and they found out no cancer cells. Only having a thought in his mind that he had cancer, how he can be treated, he thought that he has cancer and he died, whereas the body had no cancer cells at all. So this is what our brain does to this is what our thinking does to us. And this entire science base is there, and you can find out. I can share links with you for those studies, and you can understand the science about neuroplasticity. The emotions have a grieve effect on our bodies. Like anger affects our liver, heart, excessive joy. If we are very in joyful situation, our heart heals, and our heart heals, it heals our whole body. Worrying, and if we are angry, it also affects the heart, liver, kidney. Those who are living with the panic and fear, the kidney failures are quite high. Sadness and grief affects the lungs. They have wheezing problems and breathing problems. Somebody who's having worrying too much, the spleen gets affected. So there's a huge research done on which body organ gets affected with which emotionally disturbed emotion. Stress hormone is, of course, cortisol is a very bad hormone. It is required to run and act in the event of emergency. There's a fire alarm. We need to rush. We have to have that rush of cortisol, so that tells us there's a risk and we have to act appropriately. God has given us that. But if we are just unnecessarily worrying, it is going to increase our weight. People have sleep problems. Healing doesn't happen. Body detoxification doesn't happen. It causes high cholesterol, causes depression and anxiety. The bad stress have a physical symptoms like headaches, migraines, people feel dizzy, foggy thinking, digestive problems, gastric problem. Some people gain weight, some people lose weight, some people cannot think properly, there's a loss of memory, lack of sleep, or some people sleep a lot, upset stomach. You must have seen the fear causes diarrhea. Some people, those who hold on to things, never let go of their emotions, have constipations. There are lots of correlation studies have been established that the cancer is caused by the inner conflicts. Emotional signs of increased stress is anxiety, depression, maniac, lots of loss of energy, and no motivation or lack of motivation.